And now,
All right. Hi, Lyle. I am Meredith, and I am a social work intern at Cleveland State University. And I see here that you have filled out all the paperwork to kind of get going on a process to maybe deal with some things that you are looking to kind of investigate, move forward from. That's kind of what I'm going to find out from you today, what your goals are for yourself and what the time we have together. So, um, I did notice that you got all the paperwork filled out. Did you have any questions about any of that, all of the insurance type things or anything like that?
no, it's pretty much like all of it I've ever been through. I've been through therapy for a long time in my life, so it all was pretty similar to what I've experienced.
That's good. Pretty standard. I think they've got an efficient model for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I just wanted to let you know that as we're talking, what you say to me is confidential. The things that we discuss, the goals that you create, the plans that you want to try to implement to move forward, those are between you and me, unless you want to invite other people into that space to help us achieve them. And then I do want to let you know that if you were to have express a plan to hurt yourself or someone around you, those are things that I would have to disclose and work towards, seeking the proper help to move forward from that. Additionally, this is our process. So if you're at any point where this is not comfortable for you anymore or anything, you can choose to, let me know and we can work on either finding a better fit for you or however you want to proceed forward from that. So I see that you signed the paperwork about our agency policies, and so you are aware of kind of what those include. Were there any questions about the policies?
No,
Okay,
no, they all make sense.
very good. That's again pretty standard. So.
Mhm.
So you said you've done some mental health help and some therapy before, so you're probably well aware of assessments. And so we're going to talk today. The term is assessment, but hopefully it'll be a conversation between the two of us about your goals and then just some background information to help kind of put all the pieces together so that we can head in the right direction, whatever kind of you'd like to steer that to be. So if you're comfortable, if you're feeling safe, if temperature's good and things like that, I'd love to move forward. But you tell me if there's anything that we need to adjust before we get started.
No, everything seems fine, and uh, I apologize. Telehealth, you get to hear all the nitty gritty in the background. I'll try to keep it between you and I, but my dog does yell out the window. Everyone else is barking, and I personify my dog in so many ways. Um, so I call it yelling out the window because I think it's adorable. Other people may not. So if it gets out of control, I will possibly mute just to try to get her a little more calm. So
That
other than
sounds
that, everything seems ready. And I am ready for this to continue moving forward.
good. That's great. Well, I'm glad you have made that step, and it's totally fine. We can pause for whatever you need for your dog or anything else in the background. So you just let me know if you need a break or need to skip over a question or come back to it later or anything like that. So again, this is you're guiding this, and we're just going to get as much information as we can to work together, move forward. Um, so with that, I guess I'd really love to know from you kind of what you feel comfortable sharing with me about why you came to see me.
Um, well, I had an awesome therapist, and they left practice and went on to do something else. And they have done work with your agency before, and they felt confident in referring me to you all. Um, and so, since I had a lot of trust in my old therapist, I decided to reach out to you all. I have experienced a lot of trauma and abuse in my life, and some of the stuff that we worked on with my previous therapist was some of the physical, mental, emotional, you name it, abuse that I experienced from my mother. And then through homelessness, as well as going in and out of jail and in and out of court. And then with my substance abuse, I got into a marriage that has been difficult for many years, and still married and still working through these things, but we both have had our substance abuse issues. And I have been sober for over 7 years, and she recently is sober. And so there's been a lot of hurt and trying to work through that.
Okay, so yeah, you have had a lot of things to process and work through. And so in all of those things, you mentioned that your previous therapist was great and you had worked through some things. So what are you hoping to maybe focus on moving forward?
Well, a lot of it is some of the mental and emotional, actually, it's mostly the mental and emotional abuse that I experienced through my wife's drinking. And
Okay.
because I processed a lot of my childhood stuff, and I've been struggling a lot with a lot of the mental and emotional abuse that I experienced from the things that she would say and do when she had been drinking.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned that it sounds like it is previous that she's recently been sober. And so I just wanted to verify that you are in a safe place, that physically you're safe, and that like if you go home from therapy and she found out you were there, like that would be an okay thing.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Glad to hear about that. So through all of this, that on all this work you've been doing, what do you think are some of your personal strengths?
Well, I know that I'm very self aware, and I'm able to identify like what my needs are, and that I am very open about what I'm struggling with. I am very assertive in my communication. Um, and I'm afraid of asking for help sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, no, I can do this on my own. But then I realize I need asking for help.
So sometimes being assertive can um, be similar to asking for help, and sometimes it can be different. So what would you say you're confident in your assertiveness, but not necessarily in your ability to ask for help? Can you talk to me more about that?
Mm, I think that's something that myself and my old therapist were working on with like my ego and my pride and knowing that I'm not always right and having to be okay with that.
Yeah, that can be difficult for anybody.
Yeah, and that's something that I have put a lot of work into and I want to continue working on to gain greater humility.
So greater humility. Okay, very, very good. And I'm curious, all of those self-aware, identify needs, assertive communication, would you say you had any of those prior to starting your previous therapy, or did those develop?
Those developed over time. I would be either like very passive aggressive and have a hard time stating how I felt and what I needed. And then I would lash out and be aggressive and um, get greater anxiety and feel more depressed because I wasn't feeling heard. And then I'd get more angry because I've done a lot of work on like anger management as well.
Mhm.
And so I would be very passive aggressive or just passive or aggressive. I would be anything but upfront and honest. And some of the things I've been working on is boundaries, assertiveness, and honesty.
Hmm. Do you feel comfortable sharing kind of what the turning point was that changed you from passive and maybe not so honest to moving towards wanting to make those changes and following through with it?
Yeah, it's a really good friend of mine. Um, Turns out she's one of my ex's moms, and the ex, whatever with her. Like that was a terrible relationship that I've been processing, and I feel a pretty good place with that. But this friend, throughout this over 20-year relationship that I have developed with them, her, it's she's like the mother I've always wanted. It's a
Mm,
person that like whenever I was struggling, she could notice when I was falling into like not being honest and having to tell stories to make me feel better about myself. She would say things like, you're awesome how you are.
mm,
You don't need to bullshit me. Like, so try again, start over with being honest, and we'll see how that goes. And that relationship has really been beneficial in me doing a lot of this work and seeing a lot of the traumas that I've experienced and working through them and continuing to notice that I still need help. And through all of like the abuse that I have struggled with for most of my life, I am able to continue working towards and apply what I've learned into my experiences.
mm. That's a lot of work. That's a lot that you have done already. So, um, are you still in any kind of relationship with the ex's mom, that supportive
Oh,
figure?
yes. They moved away. They're in Alabama. I'm in Utah. So when they moved from Utah, I went from seeing her like several times a week to now like maybe once a year. But we stay in constant communication, whether it's text message or phone call. And she's one of my biggest supports, one of my biggest fans.
Oh, that's
And
great.
I'm one of her biggest fans as well.
Oh, that is always nice to have a mutual relationship and always nice to have someone in your corner. And I did have one other question of kind of about that relationship because it sounds like she's a lot of encouragement. But would you also say that like accountability?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. She helps me stay honest and um, grounded and down to earth.
And is there like Any tough love in that?
Oh yeah, she's like a mom. And like she's one of those where I would hope that like every child gets a mother like her.
Oh, that's that is high praise. That's very high praise. And does she know that you have like reached out to me or that you're continuing on
Mm,
this process? Okay,
yes.
great.
Mhm.
Great. So glad to hear that. Oh, moving a little forwards on that, then what do you like to do? What are your interests or hobbies?
I run.
Okay.
So I do a half marathon every month,
Oh, wow.
and I do a lot of like trails, roads. I have my dog, so she does a lot with me and just getting out, being outside. I also cook. One of my favorite skills to work through different problems and everything that I'm going through is I cook. And I'm a vegetarian, so I like to remake meat dishes, but vegetarian.
Okay.
And so I challenge myself to that. Um, I love going to concerts. I'm really close to my 17-year-old niece, and I take her to all the concerts that I go to. Um, and I love spending time with my dog and my cats and my wife. Yeah. Like when she's sober, she's one of the coolest people. And she's going on like 10 months and it's awesome.
That's great. That's so wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. What what kind of things do you like to cook? What's your genre outside of vegetarian?
Barbecue,
Okay.
Italian, some
Okay.
French cuisine. Like I have worked in restaurants for a long time, and when they all closed during COVID, I started volunteering at a rehab across the street from my work or from my house. And I fell in love with helping people. So that's how I ended up. I'm in school now. I'm almost done with my master's degree in social work, but I worked in restaurants for a long time in French, Latino. So I'm very involved in Mexican, though my favorite is Thai.
Okay.
Yeah, so kind of all across the board. And I've worked with wonderful chefs to help expand that.
Oh, that's great. Is cooking something that you and your wife do together, or is that something you reserve for
No,
your...
no, that's all. I do all the cooking
Okay.
and grocery shopping.
Okay.
She doesn't like being in the kitchen with me. I'm too bossy.
I am not I'm not a cook. My husband does all the cooking. So, and if you send me to the grocery store, it's gonna take me like 3 hours to do a 15-minute trip. So
Mm,
I can
yeah,
understand not being the one in the kitchen. And my husband prefers me not to be in his way in the kitchen. He's fast and efficient when I am not helping.
I feel the same.
Yeah, that is fair. So what would you say is important to you?
Health, because for the longest time, when I was homeless, when I was drinking, when I was going through a lot of hell, health was like the last thing, right? So now
Mm.
I try to eat well. I go to the gym 5, 6 times a week. I do yoga. And then I also care about my mental health. So like meditation and yoga help a lot with that. My dog is very important to me. My relationship with my wife and my family is very important to me. And trying to help other people find better paths in their life is also very important to me.
Those are some really wonderful things to hold valuable. You mentioned like health and the gym and yoga. Has there ever been a time in your life where those things have kind of dominated or you've had to adjust your plans to be able to accommodate those?
Well, yes. Like if my wife and I are planning on vacations, I look to see what kind of races are going on around we'll be gone. Um, um, but I wake up early. I go to bed early and I wake up early so I can be out of the house and at the gym and have my whole day started and everything like that and start off feeling pretty regulated. So I like to have all that so I can make sure that I feel good. So it does have a big part of my life, but I don't feel like it overtakes my life.
Okay, that's fair. And I am all for a nice pattern and routine. I get that. So if starting your day a certain way is what gets you going on the right foot, I can stand behind that. You mentioned the yoga and meditation. I'm assuming, but correct me if I'm wrong, that that helps you stay calm. Are there other things that you do to calm yourself or to cool down in a situation?
Well, I keep my fidget spinner um, quite readily at hand. I have not here, but at my work, I have little like bubble popper things.
Uh-huh.
So when things are getting tense or stressful, I can have that to help regulate. Um, I also have one of my 6-year chips because I am sober for a long time,
Hmm.
and I will roll that across my knuckles
Okay.
to just kind of help bring me back to my senses. I listen to really fast and aggressive heavy metal music, which actually keeps me down.
Um,
And I have snuggle time with my cats, and I have my dog, who is actually my emotional support animal due to post-traumatic stress and obsessive compulsive disorder. And
Clean the litter boxes.
Alexa keeps me on point.
This is a reminder. Clean the
So
litter boxes.
my animals, um, I love cleaning my house.
okay.
Fridays, when my wife is at work on Friday nights, I go through and I clean all the toilets, the floors, everything, and it helps me just stay calm.
That's great. And I'm guessing leads into like a peaceful home space. Not only does the energy spent help release tension, but then having a clean and peaceful space.
Yes,
That's great.
helps a lot.
Good. Very good. Um, does your dog go to work with you?
No, because she's only an emotional support animal. She's
Okay.
not a service animal.
Okay. That's great to know.
That'd be the best if she could.
Right? Yeah, I could see that. She sounds like a great friend.
Yeah, she's about the best you could have.
Very good. And how old is she?
5.
Okay. That's a good age.
Oh
She
yeah.
got some of her puppy energy out yet, or is she still?
Yeah, she does. I actually wear her out, so
If she runs with you, I could only imagine.
yeah, and where we live in Utah, we're like 10 minutes from 4 different canyons with multiple different trailheads that we can go on.
Oh,
So, yeah,
very nice. Very
yeah,
nice. Is a lot of Utah pet friendly?
yeah, actually.
That's
It's
great.
pretty rad. Yeah, so there's lots of spaces. If I go out to get some food, she can go and hang out with me and everything. So
Very
pretty
good.
cool.
Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a turn and talk about kind of some symptoms that you've had in the past or haven't had. So again, at any time as we're going through these, if things you don't want to talk about something, you can just say I'd rather, skip, pass, whatever you feel comfortable saying. If you want to circle back around to it later, we can do that too. So um, have you ever had a depressed mood?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
How do you
currently. I have.
currently have? Okay.
No, not currently, but I have.
No. Okay. Okay. And previously,
You
would you
kidding?
say like within the last couple months or like
No,
prior to that?
it's been a couple years.
Okay. How about unable to enjoy activities?
No,
Okay.
I'm I'm pretty stoked on my life.
That does translate in how you talk about your life, so that's pretty neat. You mentioned that you have it sounds like you have a pretty good sleep hygiene, but have you ever had an increased need or decreased need for sleep?
I did last week,
Okay.
and it's because I ran a half marathon. My wife's grandpa died. It was a lot, and I came home from work, sat on the couch, and woke up the next day.
Yeah.
I was exhausted, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm very sorry for your guys' loss. It's always difficult. So
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for that. Um, and so it sounds like you mentioned earlier that you're pretty self-aware, and it sounds like you are able to identify why your increased need there didn't take you by surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a surprise.
Okay. Um, have you lost interest in any activities that have held value to you?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No,
that's great to hear. Any decrease in energy outside of after running half marathons?
no,
Okay.
no.
And any changes in your concentration or ability to remember things?
No, which is pretty impressive when I'm in school and the amount we have to read and comprehend, it's impressive that
Yeah.
I still recall things.
Yeah. That's a lot to take in. So that's a strength, that recollection.
Yeah, I kind of have a really good memory, and it drives my wife and other people nuts. Like sometimes when it's like, no, this happened, and it happened exactly like this at this time, doing this, and this happened. And yeah, I get called an asshole.
I was gonna say, is that memory in conjunction with a little bit of pride to be right there?
Hence why I want to continue treatment.
Excellent. Sounds like a good goal. Any changes in your appetite lately?
No, I eat like a pig.
Oh, well, with as much exercising as you do, seems like a pretty healthy option.
Hmm.
Very good. A few more things. How about have you felt any excessive guilt?
No, I get like times when I, I get like some trauma flashbacks that happen, and I get like some like automatic negative thoughts that pop up. Although I'm able to understand them for what they are and use my coping skills, but guilt can hit me, and I'm able to like recognize what it is and use like some of my coping skills. One of them is to remind myself I'm not that person anymore and I don't live like that. And so when that does happen, that's how I'm able to work through it.
Very good. Have you had any increase in fatigue?
Nope.
Okay. Increased or decreased libido?
Nope.
Okay.
Pretty healthy for a 43-year-old.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who can run a half marathon every month gets a healthy star in my book. How about impulsivity? Do you consider yourself an impulsive person?
No, I'm very on schedule.
Okay.
And I do some things like sporadically, but not impulsively.
Okay.
Yeah. But I like to have routines.
Okay. Sporadically, but not impulsively. So explain sporadic.
Sporadic means like I might switch up like a seasoning in a dish or something like that.
Okay.
Or my routine for running, I might plan on going on a certain route and switch it up. One of the things is I do have obsessive compulsive disorder and I get very stuck into rituals and habits.
Okay.
And so what my previous therapist had me working on was causing myself to be sporadic
Okay.
and maybe try to be somewhat impulsive, but I don't like that. So I will switch up some things, but I won't like up and grab a 30 pack of beer on my way home from work just to surprise everyone about how shitty I want my life to go again. So
Okay. That
very
is
routine
very
oriented.
okay. Very good. Um, and sounds like maybe you've alluded to some risky behavior in the past, but maybe not currently.
In the
Can you?
past, yes. Currently, managed risk.
Okay.
Like when I go trail running, I make sure that I know like where the trail goes. I use like an app that helps me with this. I also let people know where I'm going and everything. So my risky behavior is way less than it was. I'm not like
Okay.
base jumping or anything like that.
Have you done that?
No, God, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate heights. I'm terrified of heights.
Okay. Good to know. Um, have you had any excessive energy lately?
None of the usual. I just am constantly running at high energy until I take a melatonin and hit the pillow.
Okay. And how about are you any increased irritability?
No, about the
That's
same.
yeah. It sounds like you have a good regimen for staying calm and a good plan to mitigate it kind of before it even gets going.
That's what I'm hoping to continue with whoever I work with.
That
Uh,
sounds
yeah, because that's what I worked with a lot with my previous therapist, and so I hope to continue working on.
very good. That's great. A few more in this category. Crying spells.
Only to I don't know, like still magnolias when I need a good cry, or nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
That's like grandpa just died.
Yeah,
Pretty good about that.
very good. Sometimes a good cry is the stress relief that you need. So I
Julia
am
Roberts dies in Still Magnolias. Whew,
right.
every
Yes.
time.
Yep. Do you worry about things a lot?
Yeah, I'm in school and managing full-time work, all my leisure activities, everything like that. I worry like about getting things done, but then again, I'm very scheduled and routine oriented. So my biggest worries are like did I forget something in my schedule?
Mm-hmm.
And with something constantly going on, whenever I do have downtime, I do worry like, am I blowing off responsibilities or do I actually have time to relax?
I can understand that. Do you worry about anything that maybe would seem like irrational? Like it seems logical that you would worry about school, but anything irrational that you worry about?
No, the government is doing enough irrational things to worry about that I don't need to worry about that. No, I feel pretty good about, yeah, realism.
Okay, that's good. Um, any anxiety attacks?
Yes, several. And that's like, um, they occur. I do have a prescription for hydroxyzine that I also utilize to help keep me calm and to manage anxiety. Um, that comes up. Um, and that will happen like I'll get myself all amped up, like new week of school, look at the modules, and it's like, oh my God, I got to do something new. I got to do something new. Or like, where I work, we do a lot of stuff with Medicaid, and there's constantly a new change with Medicaid, and I'm one of the managers there. So I have to first have my little anxious breakdown so then I can handle others. So I
Mhm.
do get anxiety, but fidget spinner and other things help, and I'm able to recognize them and work on my coping skills.
Very good. When would you say like the last time you had an attack was?
On Sunday, while I was working on the catering for, I was doing our retreat catering, and I had a little bit of a meltdown.
Okay. And in your recent instances, your coping mechanisms have been working for you to move out of it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you avoid anything?
No,
Okay,
no,
very good. Any hallucinations?
nope,
Okay. Suspiciousness?
nope.
Any suicidal thoughts?
Not for the last several years. I am a suicide survivor, though.
Okay. Thank you
Uh,
for sharing.
my last attempt was over 20 years ago. It was over 25 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a long time and I've done a lot of work, but I am a survivor of suicide.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm so glad you're here.
Me
And
too.
your story, I mean, from what little you've shared already, you're helping people, the cooking across the street from you, your story matters too. It sounds like potentially a lot of people.
Well, I decided it was time to like myself, and it took a lot because I've been through a lot that caused me
Mhm.
to not. And so that's again why I feel like continuing some sort of therapy is beneficial, whether it's a couple times a month or once a month, whatever um, person I work with and I decide on. I think that just helps keep me balanced.
That's great. That's a great perspective. Any recent self-harm?
Nope.
Okay. Any violent thoughts?
I'm only towards the government, but nothing I'm going to act on.
Okay. Violence towards the government, not towards others or yourself.
Right. And not even towards the government, just frustration. And that's why I stopped watching news and I got off social media.
Very healthy choices, especially if those are agitating you. So that is great. Okay. How you doing?
Good.
Feeling okay.
I've been through this before, and I'm just an open book, and sometimes a little too open, but again, that's what helps me feel safe, and so I'm good, ready to keep
Well,
going.
I appreciate everything you're sharing with me. So, all right, we're gonna move into some more kind of questions about medications and things like that still. So, are you currently taking any medications?
I have that hydroxyzine prescription.
You
Mm,
did mention that
I take it as needed.
as needed. And any allergies?
No.
Okay. That's
Oh,
good for as much time as you spend out of doors. Uh, and you filled out height and weight on your intake form, so I've got all that. Any like
mhm.
supplements or vitamins that you're taking?
Yes. Although my wife just came home, so I'm gonna switch rooms so I don't
Okay,
interfere with her.
yeah.
But I have a lot of spare rooms. Um, okay. Sorry, what was that last question?
Yeah, no worries. Um, like vitamins and supplements.
So I stopped taking an antidepressant and I've been taking a low dose of St. John's wort, which helps keep me stabilized.
Okay.
Since I'm a vegetarian, I do take some supplements like amino acids. Um, I take iron twice a week, and I just take the doctor recommended like supplements, glucosamine, magnesium, melatonin, a multivitamin, um, zinc when I'm feeling something coming on,
Mm-hmm.
or when I'm not feeling good, and vitamin C as seasons change.
Sounds good. And do you work with a healthcare provider on those, or do you self-manage those?
Yeah, so um, yeah, I recommend to the people I work with at my job that if they're going to change anything, they should talk with their provider. So I decided I would follow suit and get my blood work done. I had a physical just in March, and I have another one coming up in March. And so I get my full blood work up and find out what's going on with me.
And do you feel supported in like those more natural remedies by your care physician?
Yes.
Okay, great. And have any of those changed recently?
Nope.
Okay,
I'm on a pretty consistent thing. And when I get my blood work done, we'll find out if any does need to change.
sounds great. Um, all right. So kind of your medical history for you or any family members. I'm just going to run down through a few different common kind of things that people have. And if you got them, again, if you aren't comfortable sharing, not to worry, just let me know.
Mhm.
Anemia,
Nope.
okay. Asthma or respiratory problems,
In the past, but believe it or not, it actually went away.
okay.
Yeah.
With prior to your onset of running,
No, it went away in my teenage years. I had collapsed lungs. Both my lungs collapsed within like 6 months of each other when I was infant. And then I had severe asthma, and it went away in my teenage years.
all right. Well, Can't argue with that. That sounds like a great
I'll
change.
take that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any cancer?
No.
Okay. Chronic fatigue?
Nope.
Chronic pain?
Nope.
Any diabetes? Any epilepsy or seizure?
Nope.
Fibromyalgia?
My mom.
Okay. Any head trauma or brain trauma?
Couple concussions when I was younger.
Okay. Okay. And would you say, like those were treated or monitored by a medical provider or just
No, it was.
okay.
Yeah, I grew up in an abusive home, and yeah, a lot of times it was like, cover that up, pretend nothing happened.
Okay. Do you struggle with talking about physical ailments or things now?
No,
Okay,
no, I learned that I get my needs met the more open I am.
that's wonderful. Glad to hear that. How about any heart disease?
My dad's dad.
Okay. High blood pressure?
No.
Any high cholesterol?
Yes, I
Oh,
have high cholesterol. Yeah,
oh man.
yeah, it's genetic. So when we do my blood work, next year, they said it seems okay. It is a little high. Maybe use a filter in my coffee, and we might discuss medication in the next year or two. But for now, we're pretty good.
Okay, so um, like when you're checking in with your primary care provider in March, you'll be covering that there.
Yep.
Okay, great. How about intellectual development or disability?
Oh,
Okay. Kidney disease,
no,
liver disease,
no,
stomach or intestinal problems,
no,
any thyroid disease,
no,
any other diseases that you can think of that we did not cover.
no.
And do you have any like injuries or things you're managing due to your physical activity, like running so frequently or stuff like that?
No, I had um stress fracture, but I had that treated well and recovered from it.
Okay, great. That sounds great. Have you had any past medical problems or non-psychiatric hospitalizations or surgeries?
Yeah, when I was drinking, I severed the tendon in my pinky opening an avocado,
Oh,
and I fractured the right side of my pelvis in a car accident when I was 17.
okay. Have you ever had an EKG?
Nope.
All right. So you've talked about this throughout, but just want to make sure I'm understanding well, kind of your mental health history and treatment. So you previously had your previous therapist who's referred you to us now. How about prior to that?
Um, I've seen psychiatrists and social workers several times in my past. I've been through um, lots of different treatment for substance abuse. Um, I was misdiagnosed with bipolar. Turns out it was PTSD and obsessive compulsive disorder.
Okay. In general, how do you feel about the process of getting help in mental health treatment?
Before I was terrified of it, but now, like that I've wanted to change, I feel good about it.
That's great. And is there anything that like in all the work that you've done already that like I'm not comfortable with this type of thing, or I've tried that and it's not very helpful, that sticks out to you?
Mm. I know that I'm not a fan of like dialectical behavior therapy, that it's like that. I've got my coping skills and those have been tried to death over and over with me because that's what I've found in a lot of my therapy. What has worked is a lot of like cognitive behavioral therapy stuff with giving me
Mhm.
homework and like reviewing things. I have not tried EMDR personally, but I would like to.
Mhm.
Um, but I've done like some empty chair internal family system stuff that really helped me break through a lot of the processes of blaming myself for being abused.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, I'm pretty open to trying things to help continue my progress forward.
Okay. So the cognitive behavioral therapy and empty chair worked well for you. You'd be interested in EMDR moving forward, and other potential other options for therapy as well. But the dialectical behavior therapy was not your favorite and didn't work as well. Is that
I mean,
correct?
things have worked, but like especially with like developing boundaries and assertiveness, and it's just like I've done it, I'm over it.
Okay, fair enough. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, that's for sure. Um, and have you been hospitalized for mental health treatment before?
Yes, for a couple of suicide attempts.
Okay. And you mentioned that the last one was like maybe 25 years ago. So has it been like 25 years since a hospitalization for that?
The hospitalization was almost 30 years ago.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Um, all right. Let's see what other fun things we can chat about today. All right. How about if you're comfortable, talk a little bit more about your substance abuse past and history?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm a pretty
That's
open book about it. I celebrate my sobriety, so
as you
yeah,
should.
whatever you would like to know, fire away.
Very good. And you mentioned that you have the 6-year coin, but 7 years sober, right?
Yes.
So I imagine you have a 7-year coin, but the 6-year one is the one you use
I
for.
don't do AA.
Okay.
So it's actually 6 years, 6 months, 6 day coin that I have. Because
Oh,
I thought it was just kind of like fun to like have
I love
that.
it.
Yeah.
Play on 666.
Yeah. And so I got that coin. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I cherish that coin, but I just 7.5 years just this month on the 18th.
Okay. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Um, So you said you're not in AA, correct?
No, I did a lot of my work through like cognitive behavioral therapy,
Okay.
and there's this CrossFit gym here in Salt Lake called Fit to Recover that is based off of a guy that been in and out of rehab. His dream was to give a support system for people in recovery. Didn't have to have any basis other than we're here doing difficult things together and showing support. So I
That's great.
utilize them. We go on like runs together. One of my biggest supports I met through there, and it's pretty rad.
So a lot of peer support through the CrossFit gym.
Hmm.
Super. And how long have you been a member of the gym?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. That speaks to an organization as well.
Mhm.
That is a great endorsement for them. And of course, assessments always want you to ask the largest amount of alcohol you've consumed in one day in the past 3 months, and I get to say 0.
0.
Yeah, congratulations. I
Thank you.
I love that you love to celebrate it. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
that is a wonderful thing, and I'm sad that we don't celebrate all kinds of things for people because life is hard.
Mhm. And the small victories,
Yeah,
the big ones.
yeah. Yeah, and everybody's are different, so we should be celebrating all kinds of things.
In healthy ways.
Yes, yes, I agree. All right. And then I don't want to assume anything, so I'm just going to verify that no street drugs within the past 3 months as well, correct?
Nope.
Okay. And how about, have you ever abused prescription medication?
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
been a long time. My mom was Oxycontin and all that stuff, and I abused Ativan and Lortab in the past. But once I saw her addiction, I never touched that.
Okay.
No, the last time I abused Xanax in the last like 20 years, but it's been like 20 years.
Um, so you saw your mom's addiction and it stopped you from using the Lortab?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, scared the hell out of me.
Okay. And um like would you say did she know you were using at that time?
Yeah, she was buying us alcohol and stuff, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Um and um so a lot of these things you have moved well beyond, which is great to celebrate. I imagine that nobody is currently telling you that you have a problem with alcohol or drug use.
No, not currently.
Uh, Super. And so I'm just going to go down through a list of things. You've mentioned the OxyContin and Ativan and Lortab, but if you feel comfortable sharing again, if you've ever used any of these, if you just let me know. Alcohol?
Yes,
Yes. Cocaine?
yes,
Okay. Um, Ecstasy?
yes,
Heroin?
no,
Hallucinogens or LSD?
yes,
Okay. Marijuana?
yes,
Methadone?
no,
Methamphetamine?
yes,
Painkillers not as prescribed,
yes,
stimulant pills,
yes,
tranquilizers or sleeping pills.
yes.
Okay.
It's so funny looking back, and it's like, man, I sure knew how to have a bad time.
But now you can look at where you've come.
Mhm.
So that is an amazing story to tell. All right. How about moving to some more socially enjoyed vices like coffee? I think I've heard you mention.
Blood. Yes. I have like one energy drink a day, but then like I'll have maybe 5 or 6 cups of coffee a day. I actually cut
Oh,
back recently.
and all caffeinated, or do you drink any decaf?
Why would I waste my time?
I understand completely. Any other like sodas or teas?
Um, I do the one energy drink a day, but
Okay.
that's what I drink before I go to the gym.
Okay. And how about water intake?
Oh, a lot of water intake.
Okay.
I try to be around like 100 ounces of water a day.
Okay. Which seems, on track for somebody who's running a lot and outdoors and in the sunshine a lot. So
These days I increase my water intake.
great. Do you currently smoke?
No, that's been 6 years since I quit
Six.
smoking.
Okay. Hmm. Well, roughly how many years do you think you smoked prior to quitting? Oh, it didn't catch the audio.
Almost 30.
Okay. Okay. You've accomplished so many things.
I don't mess around anymore.
Yeah, that's great. Um, and what did you smoke? Pipe, cigars, chewing tobacco? Well, not that's chew. Cigarettes.
Um, cigarettes, cigars occasionally, and I used a vape for a while, but I uh, gave up all nicotine products 5 years ago.
Well, let's talk about your family. Um, do you know your ethnic background or cultural background? I know some people don't.
Yes, we are Caucasian, and ethnically Western European. Dad married a Mexican woman from Mexico City like 25 years ago and been very enmeshed into the Latino culture.
Okay.
Just don't speak Spanish very well, but very celebratory of my Mexican heritage that I adopted.
So that has been kind of later in life that you have been able to adopt a Mexican Latino heritage.
Yep,
That's so fun. What a great way to embrace that new family member too.
it's great. I love the family so much. I have three stepsisters, um, like 11 aunts and uncles, um, grandma and grandpa from that side. Um, from my born family, I have three brothers. My parents were divorced when I was 16.
So you lived with both of your parents until 16.
Yeah, and then my dad left. And then my mom remarried twice. My dad has been married to my stepmom for 25 years, almost 26.
And you stayed, when your dad left, you stayed with your mom.
Yes, until one of my stepdads kicked me out and I was homeless for a little bit of time.
And what age probably would you say that was?
17.
17? Okay. And you said it was a little bit of time, so you found housing after that.
I was only like about a month.
Okay. And the new housing was not back at home or
It
you
was
went back home?
in a friend's basement on a cot.
Okay. Okay. Um, and did you visit your dad after he left at all or
Mhm.
often or
He worked a lot, and so he owned the world's first KFC actually.
Ah,
And so he worked like 80 hours a week. So that was home away from home. So yes, I would visit and spend time there.
okay. And you said home away from home, but it like in the same city, or you had to travel to get to him?
It was like 5 miles from home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very. So you got your start young in the restaurant industry.
8 years old, rolling biscuits out. Child
So,
labor law be damned.
right. So do you make a mean biscuit now?
Yeah, but drop biscuits.
Oh,
I don't do the rolling out too much hell. I'd much rather just do it quick.
sounds delicious though.
Hmm.
And so it sounds like you mentioned that your mother was abusive, so that relationship at home was rough, and one of the stepdads kicked you out. And but you had a you worked with your dad, and was that relationship good?
It was distant. It wasn't until like um later in life uh that I actually developed a healthy relationship with my dad. My mom said, I raise the children, you make the money, so stay the hell out of the business. And so I didn't really have a real relationship with my father until I was in my 20s.
Okay. And then if my math is correct, that's kind of around the same time he remarried.
Yep.
Okay. And are they still close by?
Actually, I moved closer to them.
Okay. And do you have any type of relationship with your mother currently?
Yes, I've done a lot of work and I know like where that stands. And it's not the best relationship, but like, it is civil.
Okay.
She's very supportive of my life and what I'm doing, and I have had to work through forgiveness.
Okay. Work through it. So would you say that you have forgiven?
Yes.
You've done a lot of hard work. And she's supportive of your current life.
Hmm. Stepdad is out of the picture.
Okay. Um, okay, so this this portion is a little harder. You've done a lot of work, so it may not be quite so daunting to you, but again, at any point, if you need to take a break, if you don't want to talk about it anymore, just let me know that it's totally fine.
Hmm.
So we're gonna kind of cover your trauma history. So you were said you were physically abused by your mom.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned like you would include emotional abuse as well
Yes.
and neglect.
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned, that your relationship with your dad was distant. So would you say that it was more a nature of the relationship, or would you consider it that your relationship with him was neglectful?
I think his is more distant. My mom was neglecting because she
Okay.
didn't allow him to have much to do with our lives.
Okay. Um, any emotional or physical abuse or neglect from any other people?
Um, my mom's mom, and we were exposed to sexual images at a young age from my grandpa, my mom's dad. and he would make very lewd, sexually inappropriate gestures and comments when we were young.
And these are things that you have worked on previously in therapy?
Yes. Some of it still I would like to work further on.
Okay. So you're interested in working further on some of these traumatic histories. Okay. And have you ever been the victim of sexual abuse?
Through like imagery and like being shown stuff that was against my will.
Okay.
Never like through physical touch, but through like mental and emotional connection to it.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a perpetrator of sexual abuse?
No.
Has anyone in your immediate family died
Yes.
recently?
My brother-in-law on my birthday last year.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. How does that make you feel about your birthday moving forward?
Like really rough.
Yeah.
Hi, Scarlett. Hi.
Have you talked to anybody about that?
Yes. That was stuff I was working on with my previous therapist.
And do you feel like you reached a point of resolution, or is there more that you'd like to do with that as well?
Like to process with that.
Okay. Do you have any experience with just distressful situations or painful events that are still bothering you?
Yeah, that recent death, absolutely. And yeah, that's one of the bigger ones.
Okay. And as we move forward, if there's other things that come to light, we can add them into, the treatment if you're interested, or we can, table it and see if we want to at a later time.
Sounds good.
All right. How about for your education? Um, you are in your master's degree at, did you mention where you're in your master's degree?
No, I didn't. I'm at Cleveland State University.
Okay, great. So Cleveland is in Ohio and you're in Utah. So
Mhm.
I imagine it's an online program.
Yes, thank
How's
God.
how's that going?
Really good, actually. Like, I really enjoy the online program because I'm very routine based and schedule oriented. So I am able to keep track of myself and
That's great.
everything.
So you can kind of design your study habits and classwork in a way that fits your needs and lifestyle.
I don't have to be in traffic to and from classes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever have any like miss the engagement of classwork in a classroom setting?
Somewhat. And then like I like there's some different group work that helps me with that. But I manage a rehab with 54 clients and tons of therapists. I'm so good on
You are living the experience.
interaction. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so good on interaction.
That's well, I'm glad that you have that. I'm glad it doesn't feel like that is lacking in the
Yeah.
education. Um, where'd you get your undergraduate?
It was called Utah Valley University,
Okay.
where that Charlie Kirk was shot. I graduated from there in May,
So
and
recently.
yeah,
Okay.
and then jumped into this. I'm in my advanced standing, so I will be done with all schooling in May.
Congratulations. That's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's insane.
Very good. And did you do your undergraduate full time?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And in person, or was it an online program as
it
well?
was it was a hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in school, so I am guessing you can read some or potentially read well. What would you say?
Well, one of my favorite hobbies too.
Very good. What genre do you like to read?
Fantasy fiction,
Okay.
wizards and dragons and
Okay.
sorcery.
Very cool. Are you um like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings type of?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Epic battles and stuff like that. Yes.
Very good.
Not Game of Thrones, more like wizards and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very neat. Very neat. Has that always been your genre?
That and horror.
Okay. I
Yeah.
can't read. I can't read horror.
Oh, I love it.
I can't hardly watch a movie or a TV show even when the music gets intense. My whole body gets intense.
That's what I love about it.
Well, I am glad that they have an audience. I'm glad that's you.
Mhm.
How about writing? Do you feel
Uh,
confident in your writing?
yes, I do. It's one of the
Okay,
things I have to do at both work and school, so I feel very confident in that.
great. That's great to hear. And are there any accommodations, assistive technologies, or anything that you need for
Not me,
education
I
or life?
rely on the audiobooks.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Very good. Um, and I don't know why this question is buried so far in the assessment, but do you need any language interpretation?
Nope.
Okay. Do you speak any other languages?
Very little Spanish, but enough to get by
Okay. And how often do you use it enough to get by in Spanish?
daily.
At work? In
Yep.
the community? Both?
Both.
Great. All right. And you're currently working.
hmm
You've mentioned that you're a manager in the center that you're working in.
Yep. I'm one of three managers in the facility.
Okay. How long have you been there?
3.5 years.
Okay. I feel like in today's world, that's a healthy time for being at an organization.
College tuition reimbursement and professional development sure helps.
Nice. Yep. What was the name of the organization?
Odyssey House.
Okay. Is that do you have residents or is it
It's
outpatient?
residential.
Okay.
We have 4 adult residentials, we have a children's, we have an adolescent's, we have a parents and children's, we have 2 mental health and 2 outpatient facilities. We have over 600 clients total.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
all encompassing.
been
And are they
around
all
for over
at your
15
location?
years. No, there's
Okay,
several
okay.
locations.
And as a manager, do you supervise other employees?
I supervise the case managers.
Okay. And how many do you have
2,
under? Two?
200. Uh-huh.
Okay, two. And do you carry cases as well in addition to management?
So licensed substance use disorder counselor. So yeah, I have a caseload that I provide clinical services for, as well as overseeing the case managers.
And would you say your caseload is currently heavy?
No, because I also connect the clients with their probation officers, drug
Okay.
court. I also help get them established in housing, utilizing vouchers and grants, and connected with outpatients. So I have so much that I do that assists otherwise, that my caseload is actually the lowest it's ever been.
Okay. So you have connections to support you and them.
Yep.
That's great. It's always nice to be in a community where there is layers of support.
Yeah, pretty rad.
That's so great. And we're getting close to being done here. Not too much to go. You still doing all right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
great.
doing good.
Thanks.
Getting
That's good
tired.
to hear. I I understand. Hopefully it won't take too long here, but as much
Yeah,
time as you need to tell me whatever you need to say.
fantastic.
Have you ever served in the military?
Nope.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned that you're currently married
Yep.
and living together.
Just me, her, the 3 cats, and the dog.
Nice. And how long have you guys been married or partnered?
We've been married for 12 years and we've been together for 13.
Any previous marriages? Okay. Um, and you had mentioned that recently it's been pretty good relationship.
Hmm.
And so prior to that, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Lots of substance abuse and ill feelings, and working towards that together now. There
Okay.
was resentments and everything, and that's kind of what I would like to continue working on moving forward.
Okay. Um, what's your philosophy on like, is that you each work separately and then at home you work kind of together because you're improving yourselves, or do you feel like it's valuable to do therapy together?
I would like to do therapy together, so maybe a referral for that down the road would be rad.
Okay. And just so I know that we're um getting you the best help that you can get, you'd like to continue your own therapy as well.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
absolutely.
Great. All right. And how would you identify your sexual orientation?
Straight.
Okay. And currently, a dog and 3 cats are your fur babies. Do you have any other children previously?
No, 27-year-old stepson.
How often do you see him?
Um, Now that he doesn't live with us, maybe once a month.
And how long has he not been living with you?
Uh, he went to rehab last year, so, and then sober living. So it's been a little bit over a year.
A little over a year?
Mhm.
Um, if you feel comfortable sharing, what would you say the relationship was like prior to him moving out?
He and I have always had a good relationship.
Great.
We're actually really close.
It's great to hear. So you see him about once a month and you have a good relationship.
Mhm.
And would you say that he has a decent relationship with his mother?
Yes, they're very close.
Great. Very good. And you live in a home in Utah, and is it in a neighborhood or
Mhm.
rural? Okay.
In the neighborhood.
I grew up in the country and moved to a neighborhood. I had some adjustments to make with
Oh
neighborhood
yeah.
living.
I lived in neighborhoods and then I moved to the country in like near Park City, Utah. Lived there for 15 years ago and 4 years ago moved back to the city. And it's a change.
Yeah, yeah. How's the city treating you?
I like it. It's so much more that especially support from my sobriety. I love it. Closer
That's
to my family, closer to the mountains. Like, well, I'm the same distance from the mountain, so it doesn't matter.
that's that is good. I'm so glad to hear it. Glad it was a good decision that you're not missing the country too much.
Yeah, it's half an hour away if I need it.
That's good. Healthy balance, right?
Yes, indeed.
Good. Um, okay. Another couple quick changes here. We're almost done. Have you ever been arrested or do you have any pending legal problems?
I've been arrested so much in my life,
Okay.
and I currently am not facing anything, and I'm able to start working on expunging my record. But I've never been charged with a felony, so I've never been convicted of a felony. So all my records clean and good, and I'm able to continue working towards pursuing my licensure for social work. So
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. And um, very neat about starting to get your record expunged. How do you feel about
yeah,
that?
that's one of my next goals. That and graduating school. I think that's awesome to
Yeah,
all of it behind me.
yeah. A nice 1-2 punch there.
Yeah.
Very good. And would you say that you are like spiritual in any way, shape, or form?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yes, I am not religious and I um yeah, do not believe in any higher powers,
Okay.
deities.
Okay. And um
I'm very into Buddhist philosophy and
oh,
Taoist thinking, which has a lot of spiritual stuff. And I'm very involved in like meditation. So like I believe in spiritual aspects, but I'm not spiritual.
okay.
So I guess I'm spiritual, but I'm not spiritual.
That's fair. I can understand that. That makes sense to me. And so like clearly you're not adverse to like self-betterment and things like that.
Hmm.
That's great. Um, and your exposure to Buddhist philosophy and Taoist through reading, through other people. Okay.
Reading, research, finding a cool quote, realizing that it was probably AI generated, but then actually finding like some actual real truth behind other things.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. All right, so we're kind of coming to the end of the assessment. Is there anything else that you would like us to know, feel like would be important towards helping us move forward in your accomplishing your goals?
No, just really continuing to work on like humility and um facing some newer traumas that
Okay.
have a
And then you mentioned potentially starting to a referral for couples counseling um in some way, shape, or form for you and your wife.
yep.
Okay. Is there anything else that is on your mind that you think you want to add towards these goals and things you might want to be working on? Not saying that you're locked into it or that we can't add to it. Just want to make sure I've
No,
got covered.
pretty sure we covered a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We did cover a lot, and you have covered a lot in your lifetime and come a long way and had some pretty amazing goals that you've achieved, and so neat to see that you have more ahead of you.
Well,
So,
that's the
Lyle,
goal. Keep
y-
going.
good, very good, yeah. So Lyle, if you feel comfortable, we could schedule another appointment for next week and work on some treatment goals at that point. Or, I can give you my contact information and you can reach back out.
I'm available like next Tuesday evening. If we could do
Okay.
like some sort of virtual setting again, that'd be great because with my schedule, I can't budget being in person.
Okay. I can understand that. And you're comfortable with the virtual setting.
Mhm.
Super. Okay, great. Well, after we're done here, we'll send you a link for that meeting and some information for how to like access all the portal type things and stuff like that. And as you're going through any of that, if you have questions, you can call me or you can call the office and we'll help walk you through that as well.
Awesome.
All right, sounds good. Well, I look forward to seeing you again next week.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Meredith.
You're welcome. Have a great evening, Lyle.
You too.